This is going to be part 2 in my elementary Latin curriculum series. Today we're going to take a look at Latin for Children A. This is put out by Classical Academic Press and is intended for grades 3 and up. They do have a new edition of this book that just came out in the past few years, and that new edition is for grades 4 through 7. So the content between the two editions are practically the same. There's just some new things in the new one, such as color pages, and they have a little adventure story that goes throughout the chapters. But otherwise, they cover the same content as far as the nouns and verbs and all of that stuff. So let's take a look at what you can get along with the student book. This is the student book, and you can also get DVDs, which go over every lesson, and chant CDs. You can buy the chant CDs separately if you don't want to get the DVDs. There's an answer key, there's a history reader, and there's an activity book. So you can get all those things if you would like them. The only things I would say are absolutely necessary would be the student book and the chant CDs. Unless you really know Latin well and you already know how to pronounce everything, I would definitely recommend the chant CDs. I didn't really feel that I needed the answer key, so that's just how I feel, but if you would like that, that is available. So let's take a look inside at the first lesson so you get an idea of what the lessons are like. So you're going to start off with a chapter maxim, which is usually a famous Latin saying, and you'll have your new chant, and here we have a verb conjugation, and then this is your new vocabulary for the week. And if you have done Song School Latin 1 and Song School Latin 2, like we did before starting this program, you'll see some words that are familiar and also some chants that are familiar, so that's nice. They do try to include things in Song School Latin 2 that are in this so that the child already knows some of the material, so I think that's neat. And if you have done the Song School Latin books, you'll notice that there's a lot more material here per week to learn. So let's look at the next page. So this is all the new material for the week. Then they go into detail about the grammar for several pages. There's 3 pages here of explaining about the grammar, and then there's a worksheet and another worksheet. My daughter really enjoyed learning about the derivatives. That was her favorite part of the lesson. And then they have a chapter quiz at the end of each lesson. We just used it as a worksheet, but you can use it as a quiz, whatever you'd like. And then here's a maze. So chapter 2 is going to be similar. Your chapter maxim, which they repeat for 2 weeks, so I think that's the same one as the first chapter. Yeah. Then your new chant, and then your new vocabulary words. So then again, grammar, 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 worksheet, derivative worksheet, quiz, and then usually a fun page at the end. I like this. So you can see there's a lot of material here. There's a lot of grammar, there's a lot of vocabulary. So I'm going to show you in the back of the book all of the grammar that this book is going to cover, so you have an idea of what you're getting yourself into if you purchase this book. So you're going to be doing verb conjugations. You're going to be doing present, imperfect, and future for the verbs. And then you have some irregular verbs. And then you're going to be doing first declension, second declension, masculine, second declension, neuter nouns, and then adjective endings for first and second declensions. And then prepositions. So my advice, if you are thinking of using this program, would be to really consider if your child is ready to learn all of this grammar, and they do talk about all of this in detail and what it all means. Let me just show you some pages toward the end of the book. So there's a lot of vocabulary and learning about the grammar. So this is very serious about learning the grammar in Latin. So we did this book in 3rd grade. That's the youngest that it was intended for. I think it says 3rd grade and up on the back. And it was definitely very challenging for my daughter, and we ended up only getting through 9 chapters. We did it in the entire school year, and we ended up getting through 9 chapters. It was definitely challenging for her. So definitely consider if your child is ready for this. And let me show you also the activity book if you would like to see what that looks like. So the activity book is not necessary, it's just extra fun things. So there's a lot of crosswords, there's a lot of mazes, and just various activities. So this is really not necessary, it's just extra fun things. So that's what the activity book looks like, and the answers for the activity book are right in the back of the activity book. And then here are the DVDs. There's 3 DVDs and 2 chant CDs, and they do offer classical pronunciation as well as ecclesiastical pronunciation. And they do offer now that you can just buy the chant CDs on their own without having to buy this whole set, and that's on their website. So that's all I have for you today about Latin for Children Primer A. And I am going to next be talking about the Minimus books, which is what we used after this because we got a little burnt out with Latin for Children Primer A, and so we decided to do something a little easier and a little more fun the next year. So that is the next thing I will be reviewing in part 3 of this Latin curriculum series. Thank you for watching and have a great day.